And it's quite a good fight, this, between the Hulk and Thingy. But again, like you said, there's something a bit stiff about the animations of the fights.
It doesn't flow, does it?
No.
It seems like it just wasn't quite finished. It seems like they maybe made the Wolverine film and then kind of went, we need to rush another one out, because also it's only 45 minutes, the first one, and so's this. And I think they have rushed it. Yeah. They have rushed this animation. It looks like it needs a few more months' work because it is just not flowing correctly.
And I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying this being disrespectful, because someone who cannot draw or make this sort of thing, but it felt sometimes it was a bit like a fan-made thing you'd find on YouTube or something.
Yeah, I found that at times.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I mean, the good thing at the moment is you do get a bit of stuff with Amora where she's got that guilt, hasn't she? Because Loki's controlling, because the Hulk starts getting the better of Thor, doesn't he? And like absolutely starts nailing him, and you can see it. And to depict that in a cartoon is very clever. But that sort of, it's a sister, it's a brother at the end of the day, isn't it? So, you know, she's in between, isn't she? Loki sort of blackmailing her in some respects, you know, because of what's happened.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I mean, you say about sort of the Thor and Hulk fight. I mean, was there really another proper one after this? Did they scuffle again? I mean, for me, I thought the fight was far too one-sided. I mean, you're supposed to have sort of that back and forth where both, you know, one person takes control, but then someone else flips it. And, you know, you feel like there's no way to separate these two. I didn't quite get that with their fighting. It was mostly just Hulk on top. I know Thor sort of hits him with lightning, doesn't he? But other than that, it always felt like Hulk was the one on top and Thor was sort of, you know, in over his head, when really I think it should be the other way around. So I think Thor is the more powerful one.
And he's a god at the end of the day, isn't he? You know, Banner's gamma rayed up to the gills, as they call it, isn't he? You know, it's not steroids, it's gamma rays turned up to 1 million. So I agree with that. He isn't a super being, as in a mythical god or anything like that. Thor's got that in him, Mantis. So yeah, that's a very good point. That, and I think in the Wolverine one, Wolverine did lose a bit of the battles, but he seemed to get stronger in that. And at the end, obviously, we're left with this sort of scene where they jump at each other, aren't we? And it goes off. This doesn't feel like that, does it?
No, I mean, the Hulk and Wolverine fights were fantastic, because for a bit, Hulk would be on top, but then Wolverine would gather his strength, and then you felt maybe he's going to be the one coming back. You know, this just didn't quite have that. It just seemed that mostly Hulk was the stronger being, and that is the way it is, when really Thor is just as strong as Hulk, but he's also got the brains to actually fight. So he should actually be the one winning these fights. So that just confused me a bit, because who's stronger, Thor or Wolverine? I mean, it's Thor, really.
Yeah.
So it just confused. I was like, that's a very odd way to go about this fight.
No, it's a very good point as well, Matt. I agree. I don't think we're too far away from each other on this one. And then, obviously, Loki's being warned by Amora that he's got him under his spell, but the more his rage builds, Loki's, the more chance of the spell being broken. Basically, Loki then decides to kill Bruce, doesn't he? Because he's had enough of him sort of whining or whatever, and just kills him outright, which sends him off to like the spirit. Well, it's not... Is it like hell or something like that? They're supposed to send him to... It's something like that, isn't it?
It's I guess it is hell in a sense. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's no other way to really describe it. It's hell. It's guarded by Hela / Lady Deathstrike. I mean, she was called Hela in Thor Ragnarok, which obviously a lot of people see her as, but it's Lady Deathstrike. And it's basically hell. That's all it is. And it's where souls go to be trapped.
No, that's cool. And then obviously Hulk... Again, he's you know, Bruce is gone. He gets absolute hammered for, basically to the point where he's dead, isn't he? And he thinks that he sees Hela, who's the Asgardian god of death, but then it's really Amora, isn't it? When he's on the floor, she kisses him, which gives all his powers back, doesn't it? Gain all his strength again. But again, like you, it's not like she kisses him and he becomes twice as strong. He's back to where he was, where he's not really going to win any battles against the Hulk. I mean, you made a great point there, Matt, because I didn't see that the first time I watched it, but now I've got it on again. He's very weak for... He's the strongest out of the Asgardians.
Yeah, he stays very arm's length away from the Hulk, doesn't he? There's... It's very peculiar that they've made him so weak, but whilst making Wolverine so strong. It's very odd. Yeah, he's. I just didn't quite get it. It just really confused me, that.
Well, it's like a totally segue. I've started watching. I know you're watching. I've been mentioning it last week. The Luke Cage stuff. And I'm on the second series now. So I think I'm on the second episode. And with him, he's like, Dave mentions this, and he's very clever. Like what Dave said this, he's very true. Is him, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, people like that. Even my good mate Iron Fist, who's awful in that series. But as you know, I hate him. I always go on about in each episode. But they're street soldiers, as in they've got a superpower, but they're not a god. And this is very much like Wolverine and stuff. Yeah, he's a mutant and he's got adamantium in him, but he's not. I don't see Wolverine at the level of even Captain America. It's always a bit like on the level of a Captain America. He's a great fighter and a great superhero, but he's not that next level as a Thor or, someone who's got them powers. I know it sounds daft because it's in the Wolverine and the X-Men stuff. He is the main. I love Hugh Jackman. I love Wolverine, but they don't always feel. They always seem to come up short, don't they? Like even against Magneto in the first first X-Men, he just took him out because of the metal in his body, the adamantium, didn't he? You just know what I mean? You've got that next tier. And I think what you said is so right. How can Wolverine be more of a fight against the Hulk? That doesn't make sense. I totally agree.
It's like I said, it's just a very odd creative choice to make. I mean, Thor can take hell of a beating, but he took 45 seconds of punching to the face, and that's it. He's out for the count. Yeah, he's a god, as you say, and he's the strongest one. He's basically the strongest god other than Odin, and he can't last 2 minutes against the Hulk, who was just a bloke who's pretty angry.
You should put that on the on the Avengers stuff. He's just very angry. I could be all review that, Matt. I like that. 5 out of 5. I like that. But it's true, isn't it? You're right. It's a rage thing. And obviously Wolverine's got that similarity of the rage. So I know the way it's going with the review. I think people listening probably can tell the way, but we're both not feeling this, are we?
No, I'm not. Like I said at the start, it's got aspects that are good, but overall it's bad.
This is no immortal evil that we face now. The Hulk has come to Asgard.